It's never too early. It's never too early. You know who this is. You know what time it is. I appreciate you. How you feeling? This is the last time I'm going to see y'all before Christmas, so I want to make sure that I came correct and proper like. So I'm right here in my Christmas suit so I can hold it down. I apologize. Welcome to the warm-up. This is Designated Report's weekly pregame NFL show, man. Hosted by J. I am him. You can find me individually on Instagram at jdot.jpg and follow us here with everything that we're doing. Designated Report. Sports. Culture. Matters. This is week 15, round 15, episode 15. And what you're hearing are the beautiful stylings of music from 15 years ago. What were you doing in 2005? I had 2X Jordan basketball shorts on, socks and flip-flops, tall tees on, man. 2005 was a good year for me. What about you? Hit me up in the chat. Let me know how you're feeling this morning. Let me know what you were doing in 2005. I want to know. So, let's collaborate. Let's make this episode the best episode we've had all season. As things wind down, again, week 15, regular season. Today, and 2 more. And then we get into the playoffs. Things could get dicey. But our time is limited here. So let's work together and make today a beautiful, beautiful day. Emmy Award-winning Danny Rocco, what up? I appreciate everybody that's been checking in since day one. It's humbling to have people I know and people I don't know, people I become friends with, check in Sunday, 12:30. Want to be right here with me. Designated Report, man. Get on the train for 2021 before the tickets get expensive, before the car fills up, and buy a one-way because we're killing it. Just a heads up. So, Thursday Night Football was a great game. The Chargers picked up their 5th win while also ending the Raiders' playoff hopes, it seemed like. Justin Herbert had his 7th 300-yard game, which is a rookie record. Player of the Year? Rookie of the Year? Saturday Football. Woo! Saturday Football felt like a Christmas gift until you unwrapped it and we got cold. I'm not saying the games were unwatchable, but Carolina made it interesting at the end, that's right. But Buffalo beat Denver 48-19. And even though it was a one-score game at the end of that Carolina-Green Bay game, did you ever feel like the Panthers were going to come away with that win? Would have been nice. I'll touch on Buffalo in a minute, but this was a huge win for Green Bay. Not because Carolina is a quality opponent, but because it brings them closer to that number 1 spot. Bragging rights are cool. The bye is really cool. But it's about having home field advantage through the playoffs on your run to Tampa in the Super Bowl. Shh. Danny Rocco, what up? When will I be releasing my picks? Pretty soon. Don't rush me. Emmy or not, don't rush me. I'll get there. Rock, I appreciate you. No team, if you're a fan of any contender in the NFC, you don't want to be playing January football in Lambeau. You'd rather be playing in the Dome in New Orleans. The weather is controlled. Crowd is not a factor because there's no fans. So you're hoping that the Packers fumble, slip up somewhere, but they won't. And they're going to end up 13-3. But you want the Saints to take that over. And the Saints know that too. And that's why they're rolling out Drew Brees today, trying to get a W, rushing back from a rib injury against the Kansas City Chiefs. Woo, baby. At any moment, any hit that he takes will end the Saints season. But it's a risk that they're willing to take to have an easier road to the Super Bowl. I hope the Saints offensive line is ready because the Kansas City line and Chris Jones are coming today. They're coming today. All right. So back to the Packers really quickly, though. Mitchell Schwartz, the lineman for the Kansas City Chiefs, as of October, was the only player wearing that Oakley mouth guard. But this is the second week that I've seen Lucas Patrick, the guard for the Packers, also wearing that mouth shield to fight coronavirus. So salute to that dude. And hopefully we see more of it because we don't want playoff football compromised. Do whatever you can. I don't understand why more guys aren't wearing it. Maybe that'll come out after the season. But Lucas Patrick, shout out to you. Real quick, I picked up wings at my favorite spot last week. And I bumped into some good friends or like family to me. And my guy said he's supporting everything that Designated Report does, as you should be too. And he's like, but y'all don't talk about my Denver Broncos. And he caught me out there. I said, But listen, and I told him they're not competitive. The Denver Broncos are not doing no redeeming qualities in 2020. And I apologize. So Allen, my guy, that's my cousin right there. I'll talk about Josh Allen, who just beat the Denver Broncos. But that's probably as close as we're going to get. Let me check in with my people. Skull, baby. Chef Cuts 3. What up, baby? Raiders are trash. They got taken out. So, Josh Allen, he's hooping, right? He feels like his progression is outstanding. He feels top 5. Maybe top 3, right? I wanted to know. So, I set out to find out just how good Josh Allen is doing in comparison to other quarterbacks. And I wanted to know who the top 5 passers are to this point in the NFL season. So, stick with me. I used passer rating, yards per game, completion percentage, interception percentage, touchdown percentage, and yards per attempt. And the reason we use percentages and not totals is because totals are a terrible way to quantify how a quarterback is doing. And the best example I can give you is my former guy, Jameis Winston, just last year, threw for 5,109 yards. That was more than anybody in the league. Did that make him the best quarterback in the league? No. And why? Because situationally, he's playing catch-up. Situationally, his scheme makes him push the ball down the field. So when we think about passers, if you throw more than other people, you should have more completions than other people, more yards, and theoretically more touchdowns than other people. So if you go by just totals, you're not telling a full story. What are these guys doing percentage-wise so we can get apples to apples? So that's what I did here with these stats. And the verdict. Passer rating. I did top 6 too because I was trying to... Listen, you'll see in a second. Passer rating. Aaron Rodgers. Patrick Mahomes. Breeze. Watson. Wilson. Tannehill. Yards per game. Mahomes. Herbert. Watson. Rodgers. Wilson. Matt Ryan. All right? Completion percentage. Drew Brees. Teddy Bridgewater, who did not look like himself last night. Russell Wilson. Rodgers. Watson. Josh Allen. 6th completion percentage. Interception percentage, 2 a time. Number 1. Limited, smaller sample size, but he's there. Rodgers, Breeze, Mahomes, Burrow, Tannehill. Touchdown percentage. Rodgers, Wilson, Tannehill, Kirk Cousins, Skull, baby. Mahomes and Trubisky. And yards per attempt, Watson, Mahomes, Dak Prescott, Rodgers, Cousins, and Wilson. So, and I crunch much more than this. This is just what I wanted to present to you. Josh Allen actually isn't top 5 in any major statistical category. So, I'm not going to say he's a bit under or... I'm just saying let's pump the brakes a little bit as far as him being elite. And he's not top 5 right now. But the really ironic thing is that his best category, completion percentage, is what he was being knocked on coming out of college, which was accuracy. So, again, that progression and him growing has been incredible. He's a good passer. He's a great passer, and he's a good winner. Because the Bills just won their first division title since 1995 with that win last night. So, big things popping for Josh Allen. He's just not there yet. He's there, but he's not there yet. But respect. But respect. Michelangelo Garland, thanks for checking in. King LC said he's top 10 right now. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. He's just not top 5. The eye test looks really good, but you really need that apples to apples comparison. This is not Josh Allen slander. Just not all the way there yet. So who are the top 5 quarterbacks in the league? What? Aaron Rodgers, number 1. Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the league this year. Patrick Mahomes behind him by a little bit of a margin. And then there's a steep drop-off. Deshaun Watson is your number 3 quarterback in the league this year, followed by Russell Wilson and Drew Brees. How do you argue that? But Aaron Rodgers, man, it makes me more confused about the strategy of the Packers. Because you didn't think he'd be this good? Look at their offense and what do they need? A receiver. I mean, we could beat this dead horse every single week. You went and got his successor in the first round. And he's the best quarterback in the league. And we knew he would be the best quarterback in the league. Or at least up there. I didn't pick him as my MVP. I'm eating crow. But it's looking like between Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers for this MVP race right now. Let's stay tuned. We got a couple more weeks to see what happens. But they drafted his successor in the first round. We knew he'd be hungry and come out and do what he does, which is throw a lot of touchdowns, very few interceptions, and win games. 13-3 is on the horizon. Let's check in with the chat. What up? Where am I putting Big Ben this year? I'm putting him as the comeback player of the year. He's not doing things he used to do. Big Ben was a guy who managed games with a really good running game early in his career and then was slinging it. And, without a guy in Antonio Brown who catches 100 passes for 1,500 yards and 10, 12 plus touchdowns, things aren't the same for Ben, but he's also aging. So what do you want from him? Because Claypool is balling, Juju is capable. At this point, Ben just wants to win games. And the same thing with Brady. We don't really care about the numbers. Ben's trying to get one of these, as they all are. But Ben is not concerned about where he stands, and neither am I. So that's where I stand on Big Ben. Man. Yo, Real Perfect One said, Big Ben looks like he eats dinner before games. I'm not disagreeing. All right. Picks. Danny Rocco. Let's get to the picks. I got San Fran winning at Dallas. And listen, Dallas has won 5 of the last 6 games against the Niners. However, Dallas got a little juice. I just think San Francisco's the better team right now. And better coach. San Fran over Dallas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Seattle is at Washington. Another stat for you. Washington has won 7 of the last 8 games they played against Seattle. I know. But they won't win today. Alex Smith is out. Dwayne Haskins, I got mad love for. He's just not. They're not going to beat Seattle today. I hope he plays well, but he's not getting this dub. Vikings versus the Bears. I like this matchup. You know why? They have the same record, but they're kind of trending in opposite directions. The Bears started fast. The Vikings are finishing strong, trying to get this playoff spot. And even though Mitchell Trubisky is making Bears fans believers again with some of the best 2 performances in the last 2 games, it's a mirage. Don't believe it. Bears ain't got it today. Skull. Today. Chef Cuts 3. Skull. Follow my guy, by the way. Dolphins versus the Patriots. The Dolphins favored for the First time in a long time. I mean, really favored. I mean, everywhere. Against the Patriots. Belichick has success against rookie quarterbacks, but he also has trouble in Miami. I don't know why. You don't know why. I think that trouble continues today. It's Tua time. It's Tua time. And the Dolphins are going to beat the Patriots today. Ravens are going to beat the Jaguars because the Titans got the Lions. That's easy. The Colts are going to pull this out at home versus the Texans. Y'all seen that Bugatti at the trailer park meme? That Bugatti is parked by the mobile home. Deshaun Watson is that Bugatti, and the trailer park is the Houston Texans. I'm not saying he's got to get out of there, but that's what it's looking like this year. And they're not going to win today against the Colts. Rams versus the Jets. I mean, I don't want to waste anybody's time. Jets haven't won. The Jets should be on the phone or like emailing from some sort of private server, trying to get to know Trevor Lawrence and his dad, like what they're feeling like doing here. That's what they should be focused on. Did you know, true story, the Jets nominee for Walter Payton Man of the Year on their team was Pierre Desir? Who's that? Well, that's the guy they cut last month. Jets lose by 100 today. Cardinals versus the Eagles. Intriguing. Cardinals-Eagles. A couple dual-threat quarterbacks out of Oklahoma. I like the Cardinals at home. They got to win this game. I mean, the Eagles are getting desperate here, trying to climb up and win this division. But I got Kyler in this one. Chiefs at the Saints. The Chiefs are a lock on the road because their game travels. You don't have that many weapons, know how to use that many weapons, and then just forget how to do it. So I think Patrick Mahomes just recently lost his first game by 8 points. Every loss he's ever had has been one possession. But, I mean, you can't double Kelsey and double Tyreek in the same play. I mean, boring, but this is my Super Bowl pick. It would be cool if this was a shootout, but Michael Thomas of the Saints won't be going today. Again, Drew Brees, let's see what you got. I got the Chiefs. Bucks at Falcons. I got the Bucks by just 1 point. Just 1 point. I see that. Free Wentz. Let's go back. Eagles. Free Wentz. Carson Wentz does not want to sit on anybody's bench. And with that money, you're not sitting on anybody's bench. Where's Carson Wentz going? I know King Alcide thinks he's going to the Chicago Bears. I'm interested to see where Carson Wentz goes. Terrible year. Terrible season. But I'm interested to see him fight for a spot or go to one of these teams that really need a young quarterback that can do some things. But I mean, if Jalen Hurts balls out today, small sample size again, but Wentz, shelf him, see what Jalen's got for the rest of the year, and then this could be his team. How did they know? How did the Eagles know to get this guy in the second round? But they were right. Back to the Bucks. I can definitely see the Bucks losing this game, even though Atlanta is 4-9. I can see it. Tampa's missing their starting left tackle, Donovan Smith, COVID list. Starting running back, Ronald Jones. Rojo is also on the COVID list, and I know that's killing fantasy owners out there trying to chase their little chip as well. That's a tough loss. How do you replace that production? Leonard Fournette, hopefully. But Julio Jones is out. Still, it's like, can the Bucks DBs contain Calvin Ridley? I think he goes off, but I mean, not enough to win the game. Although I could see it. I got the Bucks by 1. Sunday Night Football, the 9-4 Cleveland Browns. I was believing too much. The Browns will win in New Jersey as they take on Daniel Jones and Big Blue. Cleveland got this one. And Monday Night Football, the Steelers should get right in Cincinnati. Right? They won 10 straight against the Bengals. I know the Steelers lost 2 straight. I mean, this is where they get back on track. That's how I feel. A little trivia. The active leader in receiving yards, because I'm just thinking about the active leader in receiving yards is Larry Fitzgerald. He's number 2 all time with over 17,000 yards. And thank you, McCoy. McCoy's going to play for Big Blue. Can he keep up his winning ways from Texas? Nope. He's a long way away from the University of Texas when he was the all-time winner in college football games. Well, Colt McCoy, what you got? Continued auditions to be somebody else's backup, unless he stays there. Colt McCoy, what you got? Who is the active leading receiver after Larry Fitzgerald at number 2? I'll give y'all some time. Of active players, who has the most receiving yards in the NFL behind Larry Fitzgerald, who's number 2 all time with 17,000 yards? No hints. Throw out a couple. You will be surprised. You will be surprised. I like the Antonio Brown guess. Antonio Brown is 32nd all time in receiving yards with 11,480. Julio Jones, another good pick. 20th all time. Julio Jones, 20th all time in receiving yards. Obviously active, 12,896 yards. Julio is 3rd. And Antonio Brown is 4th out of active players. So we got Larry Fitzgerald at 1. Who's number 2? Number 3 is Julio. Number 4 is Antonio Brown. And number 5, I'll give you number 5. Deshaun Jackson at 10,000. Real Paul Cortez says, wait, it's Jason Witten. It is Jason Witten. Oh, it is Jason Witten. Just a little trivia for your day today. It is Jason Witten. He is active. Kinda. He's an active player. I don't know if he's active in the games. Yards per game, though. Yards per game. I mean, listen. Real Paul Cortez. Let's go with the strong arm emojis. Man, don't even be Googling. Don't Google my trivia questions. Throw me the answer and then flex on me on the warm-up. Week 15, round 15, episode 15. You're not fooling anybody. I'm playing. It's all love. It's all love. Yards per game leaders. All time. This is all time. Julio Jones. 95 yards per game. Not playing today, but still a beast. All time. I'm bringing this up because I want to pump the brakes on somebody else. Again, no disrespect to Josh Allen. I think we should just pump the brakes. Another guy I want to pump the brakes on, who I have immense respect for, is Keenan Allen. One of the great receivers of our time right now. He has 623 career receptions. That is the most in any player's first 100 games in NFL history. That's amazing. But again, when we talk about stats and what they mean, what does that mean to have the most catches? It means you had a ton of targets. It means I question who was on the other side of you. No disrespect to Mike Williams. Hunter Henry. But he's a great player who I will simultaneously identify as underrated in Keenan Allen. But also, let's pump the brakes. Because this season he's having a solid year. 100 even tackles. 100. 992 yards, 8 touchdowns. Solid Keenan Allen. But where Julio's number 1 all-time in yards per game. Again, this guy with an all-time stat. 14th all-time in yards per game with all those catches. So what are you doing with the targets? What are you doing with the catches? Again, and he's not even top 250 in yards per catch. Maybe it's a scheme. This year, 9 yards per catch. It's all right. It's all right. I know my guy King LC loves this dude. It's worth living 1. Love the suit, by the way. Man, I had to get right. Again, this is the last time I'm going to see y'all before Christmas. So I wanted to come correct. Dan Casaz, thanks for checking in. Thanks for checking in. Love this guy. Go ahead. So back to Keenan Allen. I mean, he's a great guy. Yards per game, he's got more than Tyreek Hill. Career. Tyreek Hill, more than Terrell Owens, and more than Randy Moss. And one real quick debate I want to throw out is one that we had on Designated Report a little earlier this year, or earlier this week. There's a difference in era because nobody's going to say that Keenan Allen and Tyreek Hill are better than Randy Moss or T.O. or will you? But it had us thinking earlier this week, would you take T.O. and Jerry Rice, or would you take Randy Moss and Chris Carter? Here's what I said. If you're talking the first 5 seasons that they spent together, because when T.O. came into the league with San Francisco, it was Jerry Rice's 12th year. When Randy Moss came into the league with Chris Carter, it was his 12th year. This is pretty apples to apples. If you take those first 5 years of the younger guy's career, it's Chris Carter and Randy Moss all day. Catches, yards, touchdowns. Production was crazy. But obviously, if we're talking about overall, career-wise, what I said was you got to take the GOAT receiver Jerry Rice and another guy, anybody else, but that anybody else happened to be a Hall of Famer himself. 2005 playlist has wrapped up. I'm feeling great, all because of you guys. This is your 3-minute warning. Not your 5, your 3-minute warning. You got limited time to get your pizza situated, get your wings situated. I love you all. Make last-minute changes to your fantasy lineups. Good luck to everybody today, fantasy-wise. Submit your picks for the DR Weekly Pick'em. If you pick more winners than us, you get a prize. Viking Saints this Friday, Christmas Day. That's a little present for us. Merry Christmas and good luck to everybody's teams today. Unless you're a Falcons fan, fire the cannons, go Bucks. You know, see you next Sunday, 12:30. As we always do at this time, Merry Christmas. This is the warm-up. Have a great day, everybody. Peace.